Alright then, welcome to the third out of 4 videos for the God Wars 2 bosses. This time we're covering the Seren boss, and we have done obviously 100 kills of it. Overall then, it does look graphically good. I've said this with all the bosses, they all do look good. They look even better on NXT. My only issue is, a lot of people have been having the same issue as me, is FPS has been absolutely shit here. My computer's fine, everyone of my friends' computers are fine, even brand new in some circumstances, and yet their FPS still goes to shit whilst doing certain bosses in God Wars 2. So it would be something that Jagex could fix. It would be great if they could do that. But yeah, nonetheless, onto the boss then in general, and it is, I'd say, the most AIDS boss so far, due to the amount of sort of phases or mechanics it has, and how you need to deal with them. Now you can either res the initial main bleed, which I've tried to do, but FPS issues cause me to miss the res tick sometimes. You can also block that with devotion and also run away behind it or whatever. And it also has a main AoE attack which it spins around and it hits in, I think it's like a good 5 square radius. I don't want to be too wrong there. So yeah, you can block that with devotion yet again, or just run away from that particular area. And then it has the mushroom phase, which, as you can see on that clip there, look where I'm positioned and look at all the mushrooms around me. That is just like absolutely perfect. And yeah, you just can't get away from that. You just have to run away. It also stops you from running, so you have to walk out of it. It'll eventually stun you as well, and it's just generally bad. So yeah, I'm glad this boss is done. We got ourselves 2 drops in the process, 2 helms, which weren't too bad, I guess. I wish they were crests, to be honest. That would have been much nicer. But yeah, the helms, I think the GE price of the helms have been fixed. It said that it was 950k, and a person commented on my last video saying there was around, 700 to 900k the helms were. So yeah, I got 2 of them from this boss. It's a bit shitty, but it could have been other items which I would have liked to have. But nonetheless, I can't really complain. I've had another 2 drops, so that's another 1 in 50 drop rate, which is pretty cool. But yeah, graphically it does look quite cool. Shame about the FPS issues, like I've said, and also the boss mechanics are kind of easy. Well, to begin with, they are a pain in the arse, but eventually, once you get the rotation down, because it's always the same, it always spawns the mushrooms first, and then when it spawns the mushrooms, it will then do the bleed on you, which you can either use res on, which I've been doing, or you can use devotion or run behind it, either one. So yeah, generally it'll do the mushrooms and the bleed on you, then the spinny around AoE attack. That's as easy as I can explain it. And yeah, the wolves phase is glitched for the first, well, it spawns the first 2 kills and then it ends up being glitched out for the remaining of the instance for some reason. I think that's going to be a fix on Monday, to be honest, which is obviously the easiest phase is glitched right now, which it will spawn a couple of wolves in aid of its combat, which you don't have to kill, you just have to carry on DPSing. As you can see as well, I have been using Mage throughout the 100 kills. I've tested Melee as well, but I've overall found out that Mage, personally for me, is much nicer than using Melee, but you can use that with the Nox Scythe. Obviously that's really OP for these bosses right now, and I haven't tested range, so I don't really know how that fares out, but in my opinion, Mage on this boss is far superior just because of a few of the abilities that you can do with Mage. I've also been using Size, so I can switch to the Arcane to use res during the bleed attack, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So we'll pop over onto the price check. Price check time, so let's crack on with it then. Let's pop everything in there. We got the 2 items. I'm not sure if they are that price, possibly around there. A few people commented on my last video that the helms are around 750k to 900k, which I'll believe you. I'm not sure how much obviously the essence is. I'm not really sure if it's 1.1 mil. But generally the overall loot there comes to 15.1 mil if we were going off the regular GE price. We got a load of herbs, Lantadine herbs, 530 Lantadine herbs. So if you want to do herb lore for 99, 120 or 200 mil, then I would highly recommend you buying out supplies right now, because they'll be on a low, to be honest with you. If everyone's camping God Wars 2, then they're going to be dumping everything in the GE, so might be worth it if you've got a bit of spare floating cash to do so. And then the rest just ores again. Yeah, coal ore, almost 7,000 coal ore, 1.8 mil. I think that's around 220 in the GE right now, so that price is slightly different. Crystal keys, that's not too bad. And dragon stones, we did get a few random items like gold ore and molten glass along with other items in the same drop, so I think these might be sort of linked with the Ring of Wealth drop table, I'm not really sure, or the rare drop table. But yeah, that's pretty much it, and we got obviously a few coin drops amounting to 284k, not so many of them. But the main drops, obviously, Lansdowne herbs, magic logs, coal ore, you know, gems, especially uncut dragon stones. You know, rune battle axes, 69, hello, and that comes to 1.6 mil, which is kind of cool. Runite ore, 553k, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So 100 Seren bosses have been slain, comes to 15.1 mil, I'm not sure if that's quite accurate. But yeah, that's not too bad, I guess. 2 helms, I wish it was 2 crests, that would have been much nicer. But that's the luck of the draw really, and that is pretty much it for the end of the video. So thank you for watching yet again, and this is 3 videos in 3 days of what is wrong with me. But yeah, make sure, give it a like. Let's aim for 4 likes on this video. 4 likes would be amazing, and that is it from me, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and see you again tomorrow.